Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek with David D. Squared and Brian Held. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here are your hosts, Brian Held and D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Brian Held.
Brian Held. How are you, buckaroo?
Hey, man, I'm good. I booked some more days doing background stuff.
You are a regular celebritard.
I try.
You go, girl.
Yes. Another good thing that I need to mention is that next weekend, you and I are guests at Fenris Fest at the Bad Wolf Bar and Grill over in Gretna. And we have VIP tickets to give away.
We do?
So,
wow.
I'm going to, right after the show, once I get the show loaded, I'm going to post across all of our social media.
Okay.
And if folks want to win those tickets, they can go and like and share that deal, and then we'll pick somebody by Thursday.
By Thursday?
Yes.
Okay.
And then that'll give the organizers plenty of time to contact them and sort it all out. But
okie dokie, artichoke. Yes. Well, let's lay out the show. As always, we're going to start up with top nerd news, and then we have our boy Skungy with his pick of the week. And Brian, we have a guest that we met a couple weeks ago, huh?
Yeah, we were at the Astra Marketplace and Academy toy fair, game fair, that was at the Ernest Morial Convention Center, and we met with the folks over at Panda Mony Toy Brands. And they have a line of action figures called Altered Nation, and they're going to tell us all about it. That's Mr. Curtis Andersen who's going to be coming on.
Awesome. And then we'll close out the show like we always do with This Week in Geek History. But first... And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by the Viridian Tea Company. Find them on Etsy. And now, your top nerd news stories. All right, Brian. Well, there's a lot of crazy stories topping our headlines, but let's talk about dinosaurs, because apparently America still loves dinosaurs.
The world apparently still loves dinosaurs.
The world has gone nuts, my friend.
Yeah,
There's something very wrong with the world now.
Yes, it is. So, apparently Jurassic Park is number one in the box office this weekend, pulled in another $60 million domestically.
It's just obscene.
It's been out about 2 weeks. Its worldwide total draw has been $932 million.
Dear God have mercy. They're close to $1 billion.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. I'm literally almost speechless. I mean, I can't wrap my mind around how people could go see this crap. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, but I'm just done with dinosaurs, man. I mean, and it's not like it's it's not like it's some great new story. It's no new retelling. I mean, you see that they telegraph it from a mile away.
Right.
I mean, I guess maybe people just miss Jeff Goldblum. I mean, does he take his shirt off? Is that what's happening?
It's all about Chris Pratt.
Well, Pratt. I mean, he is a good-looking dude, but come on, man. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just jaded. I mean, Maybe we got too many dinosaurs as a kid. Maybe, I mean, have we plateaued on dinosaur love? Apparently not, though.
Well, apparently you were telling me that PETA's pretty excited.
PETA. God, I hate PETA. So apparently they are taking credit and giving lauds and praises to Jurassic World for saving the dinosaurs. They've gone out there and saved the dinosaurs.
Really?
Yes, they saved some fictitious animals on a island that was getting blowed up, sir. And God.
Oh.
Just why? I mean, what does that have to do with anything? I mean, it's like they're not even real animals.
Well, the article says because these creatures are CGI, the movie set is not overrun with several groups that monitor the animals to make sure they're not being abused. So apparently, since there's no real animals in it, then PETA's happy, maybe.
Wow. Did they have a hamster? They didn't even have like a dinosaur hamster? Was there such a dinosaur hamster?
There could have been.
Overwatch has a hamster.
Overwatch now has a hamster.
See what I did there?
Yeah, that was very good. Yeah, so for all you Overwatch fiends out there, new character, Wrecking Ball, which is piloted by...
His name's Hammond.
Hammond is the hamster pilot who came from the space colony, the moon base.
Where the ape was there.
Winston, yes.
Look at that. I knew stuff.
Well, apparently when Winston was ejected in his escape pod to leave the base, Hammond tagged along. He had his little cage or whatever, and he used his little grappling hook to grab the escape pod. And
I thought he escaped all by his lonesome because he landed in Australia.
Well, that's the thing, is that as the escape pod came back to Earth, Winston landed at Watchtower Gibraltar, which became his base. Okay. But yeah, Hammond detached and landed near Junkertown in Australia, and that's how he ended up there. But nobody knew nobody knows it's a hamster, right? Because he infiltrated Junkertown and got into their gladiatorial combat and defeated everybody. And apparently, with the way he's tuned up, he is defeating everybody because he's a tank, but he works a lot like Diva if you play.
Yeah, he goes super fast and just zoom.
Well, and he's got these twin guns that just light everything up. It's pretty ridiculous. So
yes, I've been watching some gameplay of it. He looks fun. I mean, if you like mowing down your opponents and then just hosing them with bullets. That's always good.
What's interesting is actually there's a new meme that's coming out in the game where some of the modes of gameplay, not the standard mode, not competitive, you can actually play and pick the same. Everybody can be the same character, right?
Oh, my God.
And so there are people who are jumping in the game, everybody picking Wrecking Ball.
Okay.
And then agreeing not to shoot one another and just racing from one end of the map to the other. And... And so they're like, hey, Blizzard, why don't you take notice and make this as a side game, maybe for the summer games, because they do events within Overwatch whenever things in the real world are happening, like Christmas or Halloween or whatever. And they've done the summer games.
Right.
Lucio Ball, that was really cool.
Yeah.
So
it'd be like Rocket League sans rocket cars.
It'd be rolling hamster balls with guns.
Is this it? Is this like the zenith of human?
Have we jumped the shark?
Yeah. Has humanity reached its apex of I don't know. We're going the way of the dinosaurs. Call PETA. We're all gonna die.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but hey, you were hot earlier. There's a lot of other folks that are hot as well about Batman issue number 50.
I was about to say, you have to clarify, because I get mad about a lot of stuff.
You do.
I need some clarification on that. Yeah, so some butthead with the New York Times spoiled issue 50.
Yeah, so, in the Batman storyline, they have been working toward seeing Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle get hitched and get married.
Chicken wow wow.
And a lot of people have been following the storyline very deeply. In fact, there was the point where Superman and Lois Lane double dated with them, and that was a cool. I read some of that. I thought it was really great. And so now this issue's coming out. Retailers across the country are just excited. Well, it's a big event.
I saw a bunch of retailers were commissioning special covers where it was and if they commission a special cover, they have to order thousands and thousands extras to qualify for it or whatever.
And now the New York Times just went and dropped essentially the whole plot of the whole the issue. And so now the retailers are concerned that people are not going to want to buy it because they know what happens.
I know. I guess we shouldn't say. I mean, is the issue out yet?
This week.
So it hasn't even come out yet?
No, it's just about to come out, yeah.
Well, how did this butthole at New York Times get a copy of it?
They probably got an advance copy to write it, like we get advance copies of books all the time.
They didn't say, hey, don't spoil it?
Well, maybe they don't have any journalistic integrity.
What an ass clown.
I know.
Seriously, so it's not, oh my God.
Right.
And I mean, I don't want to be the New York Times guy. I mean, we know... there was a playlist attached, and so is the playlist still good? Can we go listen to that later?
The playlist
for their wedding playlist.
Oh, right.
Can we go listen to that? I don't know.
I suppose, but and I've read the spoilers. I know what happens, and we're not going to say it.
No, because we're not going to be those guys.
No, but go out, look, support your local comic book shops, because really, honestly, with the way the comics industry is set up, it's really not in those guys' favor. The brick and mortar stores that support us and the communities that they're in are really kind of under the gun.
I don't have the tweets, but man, there were a lot of people who were just, to say they were hot is like the understatement of the year.
Right.
So, I don't know. I wanted to read some, but I don't have them. Now, Brian?
Yes?
You and I are going to have a fight here now.
About what?
All right. Wolfman's Got Nards.
Right. That is the documentary about the movie
No,
Monster.
that's a quote.
Oh, okay, it's a quote.
It's a quote.
But it's also a documentary.
It is now.
Yes.
But it's a quote from a movie. Wolfman's Got Nards. Kick him in the nards!
Is that from Monster Squad?
Yes, Brian. It's from Monster Squad, which you have
Not seen.
I don't know you anymore.
What do you?
I don't know you anymore, Brian.
Well, but did you not say before we stepped in the studio that you didn't realize how underperforming that movie was when it was released in 1987?
It released in 1987,
yes.
And so I was a whopping 12 years old, so I was not keyed in. IMDb didn't exist yet.
Right.
So I wasn't like, hey, let me go see how much money they're making. You know, maybe they would put it in the old periodicals, a.k.a. newspapers.
Right.
But apparently it was a huge flop. Even on opening night, a bunch of the actors went out to some of the theaters, and there was like maybe 7 or 8 people in the theater. It was a commercial and just utter failure.
Okay.
But this is back in the heydays of Blockbuster, ZM videos, major videos. So once it hit the stands in the rental places, you were able to rent it at your leisure.
Right. Yeah, but, for whatever reason, I didn't come across it or didn't, appeal to me on the rack at the video store or whatever.
There's something wrong with you.
What are you talking about?
Because it was the greatest movie ever. Because once people actually saw it and watched it, it became a cult classic. I mean, look, I've got the poster in my damn man cave. Skungy's calling right now, and if I say Wolfman's Got Nards, he's going to go, Wolfman's Got Nards, kick him in the nards.
Right.
It's the best monster movie ever. It's the only dark universe we ever needed. Tom Cruise can kiss my ass.
All right, well, maybe I need to put it on my list.
No maybes about it, Brian. You watch it tonight.
Okay.
I've got it at home. I got the DVD at home. I got the whatever anniversary, 40th anniversary of it.
All right, so I'm coming by your place to pick that up tonight.
Oh, man, I have to rethink that. Oh, no, I don't know. Never mind. You find it on the interwebs.
Okay.
Monster Squad. But yes, Wolfman's Got Nards is a documentary of it. The trailer is on our Facebook page. And if you want to go check that out, it's at IO9 is where the link is.
Right.
But I'm not sure when it's coming out because I didn't print up that article. But if you have, I urge all of my listeners, if you've not seen Monster Squad, do yourself a solid and go watch it.
I will go watch it now, Dave.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel better now.
What new anime are you going to pick up now?
You don't even watch anime. Don't bust my balls.
That's
about
not true. I watched Sword Art Online. That was the latest thing that I checked out about.
Are you trying
a
to
dozen
expand
episodes.
your repertoire?
I am,
Is that what you're
absolutely.
doing?
Well, we need to get prepped because MechaCon is coming up real soon.
I see what you did there.
You like that?
I do.
So speaking of catching up on stuff too, just want to mention real quick, I caught up on Luke Cage season 2.
Jeez, you binge watched the whole damn thing?
Absolutely,
God,
man.
you got no life.
Well, regardless, it is awesome. The soundtrack just as great as the first season, and definitely need to check it out. Some nice twists in there. So I enjoyed the heck out of it.
All righty.
And Danny Rand didn't even ruin it.
Still hating on Danny Rand. All right, guys, this is the Week in Geek. When we come back, we'll talk with our boy Skungy with his pick of the week. Stay tuned. This is News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Hey, look back! I got a fuego!
D4 Tabletop Gaming Cafe is open at 8228 Oak Street, just 2 blocks off of Carrollton. D4 Tabletop Gaming Cafe has your RPGs and TCGs and a wall full of board games to rent both in-store and to take home. It's not just a game shop. As the name D4 Tabletop Gaming Cafe says, it's also a cafe serving real food at great prices. Po' boys, salads, wraps, soups, pastries, and more. So head out to 8228 Oak Street and have some fun. And when it's all over, they'll clean up after you and all your nasty friends.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Mata Hari, Agent H21 is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktitans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to
Starscream here, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. Call me Lord.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek with D Squared and
Brian Held.
Brian, it is probably my most favoriteest part of the show, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Let's get it on.
I am not what you would call a handsome man.
Skungy's Pick of the Week is brought to you by GameStop and ThinkGeek.com.
Skungy's Pick of the Week.
He might be an idiot savant.
Woohoo!
Skungy, what's shaking bacon?
You know what, Dave? I just saw a scary German guy.
Scary German guy.
Scary German guy.
What's subversion?
What's the version?
See, if
one of the
Brian
best
would have
movies
seen
ever.
the movie,
I can't believe that.
You know what I want, Skungy? You
my
know what I
brain
want to hear?
hurts.
You know what I want to hear, Skungy? What's the
What?
game you're talking about this week?
Oh, I see how you just change the subject there when it's something that's not pertaining to you. I get it. The game we're talking about this week is called Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
Okay, Hellblade. What?
It's Senua. Senua Sacrifice. That's the
Okay.
name of the character.
All right.
That don't
Now-
sound English to me.
Well, it's technically it's not. It's Norse.
Oh, okay.
So it's a game about this female Viking who goes on a journey to hell, the underworld, to retrieve her lover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr.
Now-
Loverman.
This game has gotten critical acclaims. I've been wanting to try it for a while. Finally got around to it. This game has gotten critical success and not so much commercial, but like the critics absolutely love this game.
Why?
It's a more of a puzzle game, but it does have action and fighting in it. This game messes with you. It's number one, it's beautiful. I mean, the visuals in the game are absolutely gorgeous. It's painstaking details, contrast, like beautiful imagery of like fields. Then it goes to dark undertones of the underworld. It's a visually stunning game. But what makes this game different is the fact that the game kind of messes with you.
Okay.
The atmosphere of the game, you're going into the underworld, and you're trying to keep your sanity is the best way to describe it. This game was made by people who investigated psychosis.
Interesting.
So the
Okay.
game tries to make you feel what it's like to be psychotic.
Wow.
By
Okay.
giving you like weird, like flashing imageries. You hear voices. There's no HUD in this game. There's no heads-up display. The game, you literally hear voices telling you, maybe you should go in this direction. Maybe you should go in that direction.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing that the developers worked closely with neuroscientists, mental health specialists, and people suffering from the condition, whatever, psychosis. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's
so they want
suitably
so
freaky.
there's no like map. There's no like quest markers or anything like that. You have to, take it upon yourself to listen to some of these voices to try to figure out where you're going to go. And it makes the game tense throughout the entire game. You're tense. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's not. And that's a great achievement in video games for you to be able to feel like that when you're playing a game is really an achievement in my opinion.
All right. And I mean, is there kind of an altruistic purpose to this to shine a spotlight on mental health conditions, or I mean,
kind of, yeah, they kind of did that to try to kind of let people know that these are what, like, people who have these mental conditions. This is what they feel. This is what what they go through every day. So they decided to do it in the setting though, where it was kind of like a Norse fantasy and whatnot.
And I'm guessing is it first person?
It's third person.
Oh, third person. Okay.
It's third person, but it really, I mean, it still brings out like, it's little things like the sides of the screen are blurred, or you'll get light flashes, and like you'll see halos around lights that, or like you'll see two flames instead of one.
Like LSD.
I hate to say it.
Don't.
But no, so it's really, really cool on the way that they did that. And the game is not that long. It's only like 6 hours long.
Okay.
And it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult because if you die too much, either in or out of combat, the game erases your save file.
It freezes it? Erases it. Oh, wow.
It erases your save file. You're done. That's it.
Damn.
That's
cold.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it is. But it's like I said, it was one that I've been wanting to try out for a while. It's a digital-only game, but hopefully it's been gaining a lot of traction, so they're looking for it to get a physical release, hopefully sometime soon. It's really something interesting. If you want to try something different, something that, you got to take a chance with this game, but it's really rewarding if you do. It's something unique. I've really never played anything like this before.
All right. What's the price and platforms on this one?
Well, the prices, it varies. For the most part, it's around $30, but a lot of times it's on sale. You can catch it for around $20. It's on the PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
All right. I guess $20 isn't bad for 6 hours.
How much do you spend at the theater to go see a movie? That's an hour and a half.
$80.
Yeah, you have to take out a loan to go to the theater. Well,
exactly.
I mean,
that's why I haven't had my kid in a while. I had to sell him. I wanted to see the movie. What?
Yeah. So, I mean, is there a lot of replayability to this? I mean, there are different directions.
Not so much. There's
Okay.
not so much. It's a very narrative-driven story. So once you've gotten through the narrative, you're kind of done.
Okay.
But it's more about the experience of it.
All right. And PS4, Xbox, and PC, right?
PC, yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, cool. I know we don't have any Overwatch news.
No, we don't.
You got anything else for us?
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy. Now, I talked about this about a year or so ago on the PlayStation 4. Well, they just released it on the Xbox One and the Switch.
Really?
And,
okay.
Yeah, this is the trilogy of the classic Crash Bandicoot series, which is by far, so many people look fondly on this series. It was truly, he was an icon. He was a mascot. Sony really put a lot behind him in the 90s to push the fight between Sony and Nintendo. And if you ever get a chance, go on YouTube, check out some of those commercials of Crash Bandicoot yelling at Nintendo. It's some of the funniest things you'll ever see.
Cool.
But it's a good old-fashioned platformer, and you go back and you play a game like this that you haven't played in years. I mean, Crash Bandicoot came out almost 20 years ago now. That game is hard, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, and I played that game when it came out. I played it and I had no problem. I beat it. Now I'm playing it and I'm like, man, I've run out of lives.
So is that digital download as well?
You can do digital download or physical for it.
Okay.
It's only $39.99, and it comes with Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3.
All right, good deal. Well, Skungy, I hate to cut you off, but we have to roll to a commercial.
But
you rolled to that.
All right, so one quick thing before we go to break. Skungy, LeBron James just signed a 4-year deal with the Lakers, $154 million.
Told you.
The whole world has just lost its collective mind while we're on the air. So just thought we would share because not all people hate sports ball.
There you go.
Bye ball. He's gone.
Yeah, I know, man.
All right, thanks, Skungy.
All right, bud.
Later, guys.
All right, guys, when we get back, our guest, Mr. Curtis Andersen with Panda Mony Toy Brands, are going to be telling us all about alternation action figures. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
D4 Tabletop Gaming Cafe is open at 8228 Oak Street, just 2 blocks off of Carrollton. D4 Tabletop Gaming Cafe has your RPGs and TCGs and a wall full of board games to rent both in-store and to take home. It's not just a game shop. As the name D4 Tabletop Gaming Cafe says, it's also a cafe serving real food at great prices. Po' boys, salads, wraps, soups, pastries, and more. So head out to 8228 Oak Street and have some fun. And when it's all over, they'll clean up after you and all your nasty friends.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktieTans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends.
Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Welcome back to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Like them on Facebook at The Week in Geek Radio Show. Here are your hosts, D Squared and Brian Held.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO. This is Brian Held with
D Squared.
And we are joined by a very special guest, Mr. Curtis Andersen with Panda Mony Toy Brands. How are you, sir?
Doing very well, guys. How are you doing?
Oh,
awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a great day on radio, always.
It's great to talk to you guys again. It was really fun to catch up with you at Astra, and I'm glad to be here on the show.
No, and we're glad to have you. So you have a new line of action figures that we just think are absolutely incredible. It's called Alternation. Tell me what this is.
Okay, so it is an original toy line, and I know that's something that people don't necessarily hear about very much anymore. A lot of the brands that are on the shelves now are still the kind that were out there 30 years ago, back when I was a kid, and we were just getting started to play. So what we've got is an original group of human-animal hybrid superheroes that are part of a shadowy government plan to help make super soldiers that will eventually, do good around the world.
Okay.
So that's what we've got. We've got a whole bunch of new characters. They've all got special animal powers that they use to help fight evil, and we've got a couple pretty scary bad guys too. A super cyber soldier who used to be the creme de la creme of the combat world and is now completely taken out by the alternation team. And then we've also got Alpha, who was the original experiment, who broke away from his creators and is now seeking revenge on all humanity.
Nice. Now, of course, I know I'm kind of way jumping ahead here, but you're telling me all this, and I can just see this as a cartoon, right?
Oh, well, that's part of the reason why you're catching me in the airport right now. I'm flying back to Portland, Oregon after being in California and Los Angeles. We've been meeting with production teams and studios for all of the different media plans that we're actually going to have for the launch of the toy line, which will be out for the public in 2019. And so, the plan is to be able to have a running web series that people can really engage with, a comic book series that will be available in stores so you can kind of get an idea about where the mythology is coming from.
All right.
And also an animated series. So all these things are coming.
So, hey, let me ask you a question real quick. One of the things that I really liked when we met at the toy fair was that these toys, as a parent, I got a 12-year-old and a 5-year-old, is that y'all actually kind of like play tested almost and focus grouped with a bunch of young kids to see what they liked and disliked about the current toy situation?
That's correct. In fact, that's a very important part of our entire business plan. Panda Mony Toys really wants to be able to create brands that kids are interested in. We're not here trying to force anything down anybody's throat. We want them to actually want to play with these things. So all of the ideas that we have and everything that we do is rigorously tested against the children in the age and the demographic that we're targeting. So part of the reason why we're launching with Alternation is because it was the one that was most popular of all the ideas we had with all the kids we tested.
Yeah, no, I like the little frog guy. Like he flips over.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, Dart is great. And if people want to be able to check out the things that we're talking about, they can go to pandamony.toys, and under the brand section, we put up all of the images and bio breakdowns of the characters that you guys saw at the show. So they could see Dart with his flipping action. They can see El Rey with his whipping tail. And they could see Bomber with his catapult scorpion tail. We can get all that stuff right there on the website.
No, it's great. So, I mean, what's the origin of these particular guys, these human animal hybrid action figures? Like, who came up with the idea? How'd you get started?
Well, you remember our head of figure. His name is Ryan Magnan.
Right.
And he comes from an animation and gaming background. But what he really wanted to do, he had all these stories in his head that he wanted to be able to tell and share. And he was having a problem finding the right media for that. And so after trying a couple things with animation and a couple different game projects with bigger players like Mattel and Marvel, he decided that action figures were a unique place to be able to tell this kind of story.
Right.
And so that's where this all generated from.
No, I think that's great.
So I mean, like each action figure, do they come with like a comic or a link to something where you can find out more about the character itself? Or
they do. Every 6-inch action figure is going to come with a pack-in mini comic that gives you specific information about the character and their powers. So you'll be able to see how every feature that the figure comes with is actually used as far as the storytelling that we're doing. So nobody's left in the lurch.
Now, and dude, that's just like those He-Man action figures when we were kids, man. Because everyone everyone had a comic book in it.
That's true.
Yeah, and one of the things that I remember best from being a kid in the 80s was that my imagination latched on to those the stories in those comic books so much that it was actually weird for me to see the final Filmation series because it didn't match the characterizations that the mini comic books had given me in the first place. So something that's really important to us is that kids don't have that same kind of like misdirection. We want all the stories, whether it comes from a mini comic or if it comes from the web series or if it comes from animation, it's all coming from the same place. It's all got the same ideas. So they're all telling the same story and going the same direction.
Yeah.
So that there's no cognitive dissonance. You know what you're getting. If it says alternation, it's telling the same story.
Yeah, because I remember some of them He-Man comic books were rough. Like the little ones, they were like pretty intense. And yeah, it totally didn't match what we saw on TV. No, you're right.
It was a techno-barbarian, like, it was Conan, right?
Yeah, easily.
There was some heavy stuff going on. And when he battled Beastman, it was trouble.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so you know, we're coming at it from a different point. We want to be able to learn the lessons that they kind of figured out on their own. We're going to take advantage of that and be able to just work from zero in a much better way.
Right. Now, we're talking with Curtis Andersen from Panda Mony Toy Brands. Now, Curtis, you mentioned earlier about this is going to be a web series. What is there a particular platform that you're looking for, or are you going to use your own website as a vehicle for that, or how's that working?
I think at this time it's probably a little premature to give anything too definitive.
Okay.
But things like YouTube are a very easy, ready-to-go-to platform that actually has a space designated for children. So I don't think YouTube is out of the question. I think that's probably an easy default. Should the opportunity arise that we're able to do it with our own platform, then that would be fantastic. But right now, we're really going to focus on the ability to engage children in the creative aspect of the universe. So the big plan with the web series is not just to tell stories in universe and give them more mythology to be able to work with in their imagination, but actually get them to help us tell the story of alternation. So every episode of the web series ends in a cliffhanger. Something happens, the action ends, and then we invite the kids with their own toys at home to record their version of how this story ends.
Okay, nice.
They put it on their iPhone. They just shoot some video of them and their friends playing, and they upload that to us. And then we pick a winner out of those submissions, and that becomes canon in our story.
Wow.
So whatever that ending is, that's in there, and they get a special prize. One of the things that we've got are our Lab Rat series, which is our blind box collectibles.
Okay.
And we've got all kinds of special Lab Rats that are going to be available for just winners of the web series competition.
Like the Narwhalrus?
Yes, very much like Narwhalrus. Yes. Possibly even a neon green Narwhalrus. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic that you're engaging the audience like that so much. Now, I do have to ask, are you having any focus at all on the older collectors market?
I think it would be ignorant of us to try and avoid that market. We are all avid toy fans at Panda Mony Toys. Sure, we want kids to play with the toys because that's the memory that we have that we really enjoy. But I mean, and you guys have seen the figures in person. You can tell there is definitely a collector's market for these guys because they just are so cool looking.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, we're even making the packaging for these as a way to be able to display them without ever taking them out of the box. It's a complete window surrounding package.
Perfect.
So if you want to collect them and you just want to put them on a shelf, they're ready for that. They're hyper posable. They are they've got really awesome joints. So if you want to take them out and you want to pose them in a battle scene and keep them on a shelf, they're ready for that too. And then for the people and the kids that are ready to play with these guys, they are of course prepared for that. So we really are covering all of our bases as far as the figures go.
That's great. That's perfect. Now, when can folks expect to see the release of this line?
So we will be taking orders from all of the retailers starting at the Toy Fair preview show in Dallas in October. And then the first launch of figure availability will be in the end of first quarter 2019. So, right around Valentine's Day, if you there's no better way to say I love you than with a set of alternation toys.
Right. Absolutely.
So Wave 1A, which will be 4 figures, 3 of our heroes and our bad guy Sabotage, will be available at the end of first quarter 2019. And then we'll have Wave 1B available at the end of second quarter or third quarter 2019. That'll be just in time for the holidays. And that will include the rest of the GK Delta team, which are our heroes, and our really big bad guy, Alpha.
Nice. All right. Well, Curtis, can you please let folks know one more time what that web address is? How can folks follow you on social media, all that good stuff?
Absolutely. They can find us everywhere at Panda Mony Toys. And Panda is Panda like the bear, Mony, MONY .toys. And then all of our social media is Panda Mony Toys. So we're really easy to search.
That's perfect. Well, Curtis, we do have to satisfy our sponsors here, so thanks so much for taking the time to spend a few minutes with us today.
Guys, it was my pleasure. Love to be on the show again with you when we're actually able to show these things off and everybody can get them.
Absolutely. All right, Curtis, hang on, all right? Don't leave yet. Guys, stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to close out the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to TWIGradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to TWIGradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's TWIGradio.com.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktitans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends.
D4 Tabletop Gaming Cafe is open at 8228 Oak Street, just 2 blocks off of Carrollton. D4 Tabletop Gaming Cafe has your RPGs and TCGs and a wall full of board games to rent both in-store and to take home. It's not just a game shop. As the name D4 Tabletop Gaming Cafe says, it's also a cafe serving real food at great prices. Po' boys, salads, wraps, soups, pastries, and more. So head out to 8228 Oak Street and have some fun. And when it's all over, they'll clean up after you and all your nasty friends.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Mata Hari, Agent H21, is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
Hello, creeps. It's me, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to The Week in Geek.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm D Squared with
Brian Held.
Now, Brian, as always, we want to strongly urge people to check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Check out our website at twigradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio and the Instagrams The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, if you missed any part of tonight's show or you want to catch your favorite part again, you can always find us on Spreaker.com or download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. We're also on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and at WRNO.com. And
what?
The commercial Mata Hari that we were listening to in the break.
Mata Hari,
yes. Is produced by Pro Se Productions, and this month, July, is Pro Se Productions month. They are going to be featuring
news, everyone!
Yeah, featuring 3 different types of releases announcements daily on their Facebook page. And I went ahead, I got an announcement like internally last night, and I changed my Facebook profile picture to as a creative producer since we do advertise for them and stuff. And, there's a lot of great stuff that's coming out of Pro Se Press, so go check them out. Just wanted to give them a little shout-out because a lot of our friends work for them, as,
they do
as authors.
Ain't that right?
Yes.
All right.
This week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future!
Yes! Oh my God!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, read by Brian Held. Available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Da-na-na, da-na-na. Wow.
All right. First item on the list, I'm not going to make you guess. How about that?
Oh, thank you. You're too kind.
Is June 25th, 1982. Starring Kurt Russell, Wilford Brimley, and Keith David.
Wilford Brimley with Kurt Russell? All right, wait, now stop. Diabetes. Wilford Brimley, who else?
Kurt Russell, Wilford Brimley, Keith David, Richard Dessart. No?
No, I don't know. How do I not know what okay, what is it?
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, I forgot Wilford Brimley was in that.
Yeah.
That's true. Damn it.
It's a brutal movie, man.
Awesome movie.
Yes.
Best movie ever for like 80s like scare factor and just like the they don't do a lot of the practical effects anymore like that. No. You know, I mean a lot of the practical effect movie houses have kind of gone the way of the dodo. I mean, it's just well,
look at all the stuff they had to bring back for these new Star Wars productions.
Well, no, that's true. I mean, they started bringing a lot of the practical effects after, Lucas just destroyed the green screen.
Yeah.
There is such a thing as over green screening.
Right. All right, let's see. June 26th, 1974. The very first UPC, or Universal Product Code, is scanned to sell a pack of Wrigley's chewing gum at the Marsh Supermarket in Troy, Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah. And now it's just no big deal. We don't even think about it anymore, Just
yes.
Doot, 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 doot. Just give me my groceries. Let's go. Right?
Oh, God.
Oh, all right. Next item on my list, June 27th, 1972. Incorporated by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney, it's in Atari Incorporated.
Oh.
Yes. Do you know what their first game was, Dave?
Pong.
There you go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which, and I tried to look it up and find out, like, what was the first, like, console release, right, for the Atari 2600. And apparently there were 9 titles that were released, I guess, in different regions. So depending on what region you were in is what game you got packaged in there. I just remember Combat was the one I got.
Yeah, they did a whole bunch, like, en masse. There was a bunch of games, I thought, though. I mean, did you ever see that book, The Art of Atari, where it had all the artwork from all the games when they first came out? Because the games looked like total crap.
But the art was awesome.
But the art was amazing. It's like you looked at this, you're like, oh my God, Combat, I can drive a tank. I'm going to be the best in the world. And it's like, boop, boop, boop.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yes, but the art was phenomenal. Go check out my Instagrams.
I did. I saw that. Yeah.
The Jolly Ox out in Lake Forest Plaza.
What was that?
That was the arcade. They had 2 arcades out there, Jolly Ox and Spaceport.
All right.
Dude, awesome. Great times.
When I grew up in Lafayette, I went to Aladdin's Castle.
I remember you saying that.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. This one's going way back. June 29th, 1613. The original Globe Theatre in London, England, burns down accidentally when a cannon discharged during a performance of William Shakespeare's Henry VIII sets fire to the building's thatched roof. There you go.
You had a thatched roof?
Yeah. Well, it did until it burned.
You would think in England with all the London, all the bad weather and rain that nothing would catch on fire there.
It was the 17th century, Dave.
They didn't have fire extinguishers?
Everything was covered in poop. It stunk.
Black plague was everywhere.
Exactly.
Rats gnawing your nuts off. It was a terrible time to be alive. But we created art.
Yeah. All right.
Shakespeare. Let's
see if you can guess this one. If you can't guess this one, I'm going to revoke your geek card. June 30th, 1995. Directed by Danny Cannon and starring Diane Lane, Armand Assante, Max von Sydow, Rob Schneider, and Sylvester Stallone.
It was just on last night. Judge Dredd.
There you go.
God, I am the law. It's just I am the law. It was just on last night because the guy we interviewed from Walking Dead, the old man.
Scott Wilson.
Scott Wilson. Yes. He was in that too. He was one of the cannibals out there in the waste that shot down the plane. Paul. They're the cannibals.
The Angel Gang.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he was in that too. So we even met a guy from the movie now.
That's awesome.
I know.
That's cool. Now, and I love the Carl Urban version of Dredd, which is.
But yeah, that was meant to be good. I mean, the 80s were a bad time.
Yeah.
They just had bad decisions were made all around.
All right, this one's kind of interesting. On, let's see, July 1st, 1998. Nippon Airways unveils the very first Pokemon-decorated jet timed with the release of Pokemon the First Movie.
Oh, my God, the Pokejet?
Yeah, it was a big Pokejet. The reason I brought this up is an article just posted to our Facebook page that Japan now has a Hello Kitty bullet train, one of those magnet trains.
Oh, my God.
Everything on it is Hello Kitty.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, well, there it is. So birthdays real quick. 25th, Lauren Faust. She's an animator. 26th, Harley Quinn Smith. That's Kevin Smith's daughter.
She's got the baseball bat. Let's go find her.
There you go. 27th, Matthew Lewis. He was Neville Longbottom in Harry Potter.
Yeah, he turned out to be a stud now. Yeah. He's slaying it.
On the 28th, Felicia Day, who's from Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, don't say.
Yes. On the 30th, Vincent D'Onofrio. And on the 1st, Dan Aykroyd.
I watched D'Onofrio in that movie, Chips.
Oh, nice.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Don't ever watch that movie.
Guys, we're going to be at Fenris Fest next weekend at the Bad Wolf Bar and Grill in Gretna. Come out and see us and hang out. Dave is going to be reffing the water gun fights.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
All right, free tickets for it.
Yes. I'm going to post to Facebook. Just like and share the post, and you can win a pair of VIP tickets to Fenris Fest. So check it out.
Yeah, just hashtag everything LCBH, and we'll know it's you.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so Another exciting episode in the books.
Absolutely.
No plans next week besides Fenris Fest?
I know we have. I'm trying to get Kevin Hearn to come. Oh, Naomi Novik is our guest next week.
There you go.
Yes.
I knew I saw those emails floating around. Good deal. All right, guys. Till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
For Walton and Johnson, News Talk 99.5 WRNO FM, New Orleans, an iHeart radio station.